Alright, hello and welcome back to the version 4.0 beta. Well, we have a new pre-arm released. This time it is the pre-armed Keys of the Void, the main weapon for Herrscher of the Void. Something pretty much that I didn't expect to see, but it actually happened. So it will be really interesting to see how this weapon will work, and I'm really curious to see the performances between these two weapons. Now this time I'll be taking a look just at the new pre-arm, and next time I'll be testing them, comparing them to see what's the actual difference between the scores and the points by using these two weapons. Now here you can pretty much see the already known effects of the classic Key of the Void. Pretty decent weapon, although people like to use 6S as a main weapon, which is alright. Both of these weapons can be used. Depends on if you want sustainable DPS or if you want the ultimate DPS, which I guess the other weapon will be really good for that. And the pre-arm, by the way, does have a significant boost compared to the classic weapon. It is to be expected. After all, this is a pre-weapon, and as a pre-weapon, it does have quite a bit of advantage over the classic one, and it will be interesting to see how it will perform in combat and how much is the effect actually felt. That's also one important question, since all these numbers mean one thing, but in actual combat we also have to take a look at the differences between the points and the differences between the overall DPS between these two weapons. And stat-wise, the new pre-arm is definitely going to be slightly better than the classic normal one. And well, I think that everything is maxed out. Memories, stigmas are maxed out, and the character is also maxed out. Well then, I personally think it's time to jump in the first stage. Now, to get a feel on how the weapon works and looks, I'm going to do the first pre-arm tutorial mission, just to get a feel on how the weapon works and to pretty much get to know the weapon before I can start with Abyss and of course Memorial Arena. And well, the effect that this weapon has is really nice, looks really good. I like the overall feel of the weapon so far. It looks like you're launching a bomb, which is kind of nice, I guess. And its effects are going to be felt and known when you use the weapon. And well, that enemy went down quickly. Now, of course, since this is a biologic type, she will have advantage over Honkai beasts, and she will pretty much destroy Honkai beasts really quickly. And of course, she can destroy the biologic types as well really quickly. And her bonuses on mechas can also help her take out mechas really easily. So far, this character on paper is really decent, and this weapon will make her even more lethal than before. Well, so far, so good. The effects of the weapon are really interesting, and so far they work really good. And well, everything is smooth also. That's also an important factor that you have to account for. Well then, I got the feel and I know how the weapon works and looks now, and now I can jump on the more serious stuff, on Abyss and of course afterwards Memorial Arena and of course some boss battles. So I'll be using my classic team, Book Armor combined with Divine Prayer, as a precaution and as an emergency support. Of course, I will take their signatures to make them prepared for this. Well then, this weapon will be really interesting to test out, since I feel that it does give you a boost over the. Of course, it does give you a boost over the normal weapon. And how much though is this weapon better than the normal one? Well, that will be I guess that will be shown in the next video, since the next one will be pretty much a comparison between these two weapons, which I think is going to be really nice, and it will be really interesting to see the differences between these weapons. Well, I have high hopes for this weapon. at least here. Now also keep in mind my Valkyrie here, all of these Valkyries are maxed out, triple S rank, all of them. Max skills, max dorms of course, max rank, everything is maxed out, so their DPS is going to be of course a lot higher than the base S ranks. Because of course this is a base S rank, but she is just upgraded to the fullest. Well then, let's see how this weapon will take out these enemies, and so far, well, that was quick. Now I like how when you enter the Herrscher mode, she will just take them out really quickly, and of course the weapon active skill will be active during the launch of the Herrscher mode, which is really interesting. And of course you can double that. You can click on the weapon skill afterwards if you want that bonus effect. That effect so far looks really nice. I like the design of it. I'm always like after good effects in games. It's me. And by the way, what is this? When I fly around, you can see the effect kind of dragging behind like a trail. Really interesting and a nice touch, I guess. Well, so far so good. She is taking out these enemies like there's no big deal, honestly. As you can see, so far so good. Everything is optimal. I mean, I didn't expect anything less than optimal performance from this weapon, since the first one is okay. The first one is pretty decent. It is okay, and this one I've seen people talk about it, and I was really curious to test it out myself. And well, now I kind of feel what they're talking about, honestly, but I still kind of like the effects of the weapon. And my final conclusion for this weapon will be when I test it with the classic one, with the classic non-pre-armed weapon, since that will pretty much show how much improvements this weapon will get and will have above the classic one. And I'm looking forward for that. That will be really interesting. Well then, so far so good. Onto the area boss weekend. Okay, time to jump on the boss. Wait, wrong direction. Okay, I almost forgot where I should go. Okay, well, let's see. The effect looks really nice. Let's jump to the boss area, and let's see what will happen over here. So far she is doing good damage, and so far she's performing really good. Well, afterwards I'm going to jump into Memorial Arena, and of course I'll test out that shield break ability, since I think there is a really interesting boss that will have a decent shield to be broken. And well, it will be. I'm really curious about the shield breaking ability, since this weapon should have a really good shield breaking ability because of the effects. And well, I think it will be a decent test on the next mob, on the next boss, to see the shield breaking ability. Well then, this was a quick boss, really quick boss, and well, onto the Memorial Arena. Well then, this will be Homo boss, and this one is notorious for having a shield that's kinda disgusting, and that shield sometimes some Valkyries are not able to take out the shield in time, and I think this will be a really decent test for this weapon and its shield breaking ability, especially afterwards when I take the non-pre-armed Keys of the Void, and will be interesting to see how that weapon is compared to this weapon in terms of shield breaking and the overall DPS that it can deliver. Well, and so far the boss battles are pretty quick. It is to be expected, since this character is a triple S rank character, and of course it is maximum whale over here, so maximum Kraken or Leviathan, or pretty much depends on. Well, I think this is on the Leviathan level or Cthulhu level in terms of wellness. So that's kind of funny. Well then, so far so good. Okay, well, on to the next floor. So far so good. I'm happy with the weapon's performance so far, and it is doing a good job. And I'm really curious about like your thoughts on the weapon. since I know people didn't like the weapon at first. I've seen reviews of it and I've seen pretty much people talking about it, and I was like really curious to actually see this weapon and feel this weapon in action. And well, I think my final evaluation will be after I pretty much test this weapon against the non-pre-armed weapon, since I think that will be the most accurate like opinion on this weapon at least. And so far, in terms of overall usefulness, well, I mean I'm pretty happy with the performance and of the use and of the feel of it. It is okay so far. Is it like the best? But well, I think that also depends. Deserves a comparison between the three recommended weapons for this character. I think it would be really interesting to see how they compare to each other, since some weapons are good for that ultimate DPS, some weapons are good for that sustained DPS, and this one is pretty much for the sustained DPS. Well, so far this boss is pretty easy so far. I think I am scoring around the same as with the Randall. I'm getting pretty much around same scores with S Durandal, and I think that's already a plus, since S Durandal on the triple S rank when I played her was really good, and she was doing a lot of damage on the maxed out rank and pretty much with maxed out gear. And this character is also maxed out, everything is maxed out, and so far that shield went down quickly. I don't know if it's like the best shield break. I think it's like not the best shield break, but on a DPS so far it is really good. I like to use it, and I like to, well, I like it overall. And well, that was kind of easy. 27,000 points, well, pretty much around the same performance that I get from S Durandal, that I did get from S Durandal back in the day when I tested her out. Well then, time to jump on some boss battles over here. Now these bosses are going to be pretty common, so most of them you are going to face in game at some point. And well, so far so good. No problem at dealing with these bosses. Now damage, is it better? Of course, it is better than the non-pre-arm weapon that is to be expected after all. After all, it would be a shame if a pre-arm weapon isn't better than the classic pre-arm weapon, than the classic weapon, the non-pre-armed. And I think that was kind of the case with one of the pre-arms that was released couple patches ago. Don't mind me if I make a mistake in some weapons that I'll name now, because it's been a while since I played any pre-arm. But I think the pre-arm for 678 was really bad. People didn't like it. And I don't know about this pre-arm. Again, I'm looking forward for your own opinion on this weapon. And I'm really curious what people will say about this weapon, since so far I am enjoying it. Of course, how much it will be more effective compared to the non-pre-armed version will be revealed in the next video when I compare them. But as of now, everything so far is optimal, is really good, and well, I don't have much of a complaint about this weapon at all, honestly. So far, I like it, and well, let's jump on the next boss again. This boss repeated for some reason, so that's okay, I guess. So far, I haven't stumbled upon any problems. You can do well with this weapon. You can pretty much do really well with this weapon with a really good team, and I think this weapon will definitely help you. But of course, how much it will help you compared to the other two weapons that we have, well, that's out to debate, of course, and that's out to be discussed. And that will be, like I said before, in the near future, of course. Well then, let's bombard this boss. There we go. The boss has been killed. All right. Well then, this was Herrscher of the Void's new pre-arm weapon, the latest addition to the pre-arm collection, and so far it's been really good. I've been enjoying it so far, and overall, I personally feel like that this weapon is good. Of course, how good it is compared to the other weapons, well, that's out to be found out in the next video. Well then, I hope you enjoyed. It was my pleasure to play this for you and test this out for you. And well, as always, I'll see you next time. Take care.